Sharkie Gamer here. So today we're taking a look at the Saitek Pro Gamer Command Unit. This is the front of the box, and as you can see it's got a large display window that gives you a peek at the actual keyboard. Going in closer here, it's got the Saitek logo, and just here it says the ultimate advantage in first-person strategy and role-playing games. Ideal for FPS games, programmable, adjustable, designed for Windows XP. On the side of the box here, it's got a picture of the controller, and it says play longer, play harder, play better. Same thing on the other side as well. On the back of the box it has a couple of features here. Quick and better access to game controls with easy reach function and pinky keys. Advanced programming options with 3 mode selections. Instantly react to different conditions within game. Backlit laser etch keys improve visibility in any lighting environment. Adjustable thumb area slides forwards, backwards, and pivots up and down, allowing gamers to find their optimum position. 20 buttons including space, shift functions, and 3 modes provide up to 144 programmable commands. Advanced programming through Saitek Smart Technology SST. 4-way analog hat switch. Scroll through menus, maps, and inventory in first-person shooter, FPS, and real-time strategy RTS games. Stress-free positive action cushion keys. Easy reach pinky and function buttons. And of course it's got some images there of the different areas as well. Let's go ahead now and open this up and have a closer look at this command unit. So you get a bit of paperwork with it, so you get like a support, you get, I think this is a quick start guide, you get a disc with all the drivers on it, and you get a bit of a manual there, and it goes into basically the main features of it. And it also has about installing software, as well as the defaults of what the buttons are assigned to by default. The rest of it is pretty much just different languages. Okay, so this is it. This is the command unit. So first off, USB cable, and it's got a decent length of cable there, so it should be more than enough to connect to your PC. That's the front of the command unit. Looking at the side, you can tell it's quite a thin keyboard. That's the back of it. And basically what this is meant to be, it's meant to be a keyboard replacement, so you'd have your hand on this, and you can access all the buttons, and your other hand would be on your mouse. So this is replacing your standard keyboard, just basically for a more compact thing with all your main keys all in one unit. And of course this is completely customizable, so every key on this is customizable. So taking a closer look at the controller, first up you've got actual keyboard keys. So these are just like your keyboard standard keys. They feel pretty much like a keyboard keys. You've also got some down here. And up top here as well. Moving to the side, you've actually got an adjustable side piece here. So this adjusts. Basically you can tighten that up or loosen it by using the screw just here. So that allows you to adjust this to whatever position you prefer. So the way you hold it, you can either have it like that, or you can have it more tilted. So whatever you prefer, personally, you can set it up exactly the way you like it. And on this adjustable side piece, you've got a 4-way hat switch. And of course that'll be great for like menus or anything like that. And you've got some extra buttons here. Going on to the palm rest here, you've also got one button there. which acts as a shift button, or you could program it to whatever you want. It says powered by Saitek just there. And of course, there's one thing I haven't shown yet, and that is this mode switch up the top. So this mode switch allows you to switch between blue, green, and red. And basically what they say by default, blue is basically just the numbers and everything like that it's already assigned, what it says. If you go to green, that's the RTS, which is real-time strategy. And if you go to red, that is the FPS mode. And the defaults they show you in the manual there. That table that I showed. This table. It basically shows the defaults for each mode. But of course you can change this as well. The software actually allows you to assign 3 profiles to each of those. Well, 1 profile to each mode. So you can assign 3 profiles to it. And they of course can have different customization key layouts, which allows you to set up about 3 profiles for 3 games and switch them on the fly. And of course, being that it says blue, green, and red, you can of course also change the backlight coloring, because these actual keys here in the center, as well as these just here, so 14 keys out of all of the keys, I think there's 20 total buttons, so 14 out of the 20 light up. And they light up into 3 different colors. You've got blue, green, and red. So they light up according to what mode you've actually got it set in. So once you set up your 3 profiles, you can also set which mode you're setting it up. So that way, if you want blue to be first-person shooter, you can. You can have green for real-time strategy, and you could have red for role-playing games. You can set up to whatever you like. So it's a very customizable board. And going back to those lights, I'll just plug it in and show you what it looks like. So this is the blue. So it lights in the back, so it's actually got basically backlit on behind the keys, as well as the key itself. So the numbers are all lit up as well. And you notice only these keys here, as well as these keys, are lit up. These keys up here and these keys aren't lit up at all. The only other bit of lighting you have is a little bit of strip just there. And of course that's blue. That's green. And that's red. I might just turn the light off here, just so you can have a bit of a better look at it. So that's blue. That's green. And that's red. And this little bit here, it'll always stay lit up blue. But it's pretty cool, you can switch between it, blue, green, and red. And these light up quite well at night as well. So that was the backlighting of the keys. And like I mentioned, these keys light up, and these ones light up. These top keys unfortunately don't light up, and neither do these ones just here. And the lighting, even though it's not the brightest as some keyboards are, it's just enough to give you that kind of light on the keyboard, so if you need to look at the keys you can. But really most times when you're playing a game, you're not really looking at the keys. But it still lights up pretty nicely if you're playing at night, or you're in a dark room. The keys should light up just fine for what you need them to be. I wish these keys up the top here would light up. That would have been pretty cool. The same with these side keys. It just would have kind of looked more uniform. But at least they have lit up some keys, which is a cool little thing they thought of. And when you're using it, and you're holding it like this, you mainly using these, of course, as your WASD kind of keys. It's very comfortable. You can access pretty much all the keys here, all these side keys with your pinky as well. And of course you can access the ones down here, and you can reach up to get those, which most of these ones here are like for weapons, so you, by default they're usually 1, 2, 3, 4 for like weapons and first person shooters, and you can go up and just use them to switch your weapon functions. So it's not too difficult to get them. Same with the side button here. You can access both of those. Use the 4-way hat switch, which again, the 4-way hat switch is good for like using as a inventory swapper. So if you're doing a first-person shooter, you can swap weapons. Inventory for role-playing games, stuff like that. Whatever you really wanted to. Like I said, completely customizable. And of course, you can mainly use this one. Usually that one's about the best to use as like a spacebar. So when you're playing games, you can use that for jump. And of course, you've got one down here as well, just on the side on the palm rest, which you can either hit by your basically bit of your thumb here, or you can use your finger, wherever you're really at, wherever you placed your hand, basically. So everything is really easy to reach. I find, personally, because I've got a bit of a smaller hand, these top keys are a bit harder for me to reach without stretching a little bit. But mainly because they're usually used for weapons, you don't really need to have your hand on them all the time, so it's not too bad at just leaning forward, pressing them to swap your weapon, and then coming straight back. And it's really easy to switch that mode too, so you can switch it to wherever you want it to. So overall, it's a pretty cool looking as well as working gaming replacement keyboard. Very customizable. You can customize every single key on here, which is a nice feature. And of course you can save multiple profiles for multiple games and assign those profiles to those 3 modes so that you can switch to them on the fly. And of course it's very compact design, and this means that it's very portable, so you can take it to your friend's place, or if you go to LAN parties you can take it with you. You know, very portable to throw in a bag or something like that. Nice and easy, light. And it doesn't take up much desk room either. The backlit keys, like I say, they're not as bright as some keyboards are, but they're just enough to give you sort of illumination so you can actually see the keys in a dark room, and they do that. The top ones here and these ones, I wish they would light up. Unfortunately, I didn't think of that, and they didn't light those particular keys up. But it's not necessarily important because, like I said, most times you don't necessarily look at the board when you're playing a game. The keys feel pretty much like standard keyboard keys, so they're pretty nice when playing a game. These keys here are the ones that actually feel like buttons, so when you press these, they feel like a button on a controller, while these ones feel more like a keyboard key. This adjustable side piece here is pretty cool. That way you can adjust it to be more comfortable for your specific hand type. And of course, this 4-way hat switch on the side here is pretty convenient for ease of access to use for weapon switching or inventory or whatever you want to assign it to. So it's really nice to have there, and really easy to assign extra functions to it. So overall, it's a great keyboard replacement. Great for first-person shooters, role-playing games, strategy. Pretty much any game you can think of, you can use this with. There's no limitations, really. So whatever you specifically like to play, you can set this up, customize it to exactly the way you want. And it's all up and running, ready to switch modes on the fly, and it gets straight into gaming. Now, you don't actually see these quite often. They used to come up all the time on eBay, but now you just don't see them much anymore. So maybe they're getting a bit rarer. I don't really know. But, yeah, you don't tend to see them too much. And there is a newer version of this Saitek command unit, which Saitek released after this one. And I'll be doing a review of that one soon as well. But yeah, so that was the Saitek Pro Gamer command unit. It's pretty cool. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I am Sharkie Gamer. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll have heaps more gaming controller and accessories up very shortly. Feel free to leave a comment down below, and if you like this video, hit that like button. It really helps out a lot, guys. Thanks for watching.